My camera cut me off. I think Instagram cuts you off once you hit exactly an hour. Well, we're gonna wait for you guys to get back on. We were just getting to the good part, too. We only have a few more minutes left. Ooh, that lip injection, lip plumping serum is definitely working. I'll wait for you guys to hop back on. Hello, friends. Welcome back. My camera decided to cut me off. But we're almost done. We're getting into, like, the final stages of the look. Hi, Kaylin. Welcome back, guys. Camera cut me off, but we're almost done. We're in the home stretch. Thank you guys for joining me again. We're going to continue to have some fun. Waiting for a few more of you to get back in. Instagram likes to cut people off when they're in the middle of stuff, but it's okay. This lip plumping stuff is no joke. Lip fillers who? Alright. Party! Welcome back, Vicky. Dance break. All right. Thanks. Figured we'd have some fun background music. So, this is everybody's favorite part. Everyone always likes to ask me how I do my cat eyes. So, I'm actually going to go in with my liquid liner and shake it back on up. So, today I'm going to start on the inner corner of my eye and work my way out. So, my little dip brush. Trying to make sure you guys can see. Again, work your way up. You don't have to, like, make huge strokes at first. Okay, CoverGirl. I'm actually liking their application so far. Alright. So I fill in from the outer eye, and I'm not doing the wing just yet. I'm placing where I want my eyeliner to land. And I like having it smaller and working its way out. Alright, so we have a little bit of a base. Now from here is where I like to start creating the wing. So we're going to go ahead and dip back in, brush off the excess. We're going to brush it up. So I like to start at the very edge of the corner of my eye and brush my way up. Close the eye a little bit. Brushing it up, back down towards the eye. So you want to create a swooping up motion and work your way back down. Now from here, I've created basically a little stencil for my eye. I'm going to go ahead and fill in that stencil. So I've flicked up, brought it back down, flicked up, brought it back down. Now I'm going to fill in those gaps. see I can actually build up a little bit more on the actual lid of the eye. So we're gonna dip in a little bit more, brush out the excess. All right. And we can always clean that up later. Another fun trick, especially if I'm out of practice or when I was first learning how to do a cat eye, Q-tips are your best friends. So if you like end up messing it up or even get some on your eyelid, these are your go-to. I never leave the house with my makeup kit without Q-tips in my life. These will save your look. So, but right now we're doing a good job. We're gonna try and mirror that same look on the other side. So again, we're gonna work our way from in, on way out. All right, so we're gonna take the brush, start small and work our way out. Alright, and again, when I do the lid, I stop right at the edge before I do my cat eye. Everybody may be different. This is just how I do it with the shape and the size of my eyes. And I always like to start with a more narrow line and work my way out to a thicker look at the edge. Alright, so from here, again, I'm going to go ahead and place that stencil with my brush. I'm going to start with the outer edge of my eye, flick it upwards, and bring it back to attach to the other edge of the line. Let's see, I've created a little bit of a map for my liner. And unfortunately with liquid liner, it's not the same rule as you have with eyebrows. I've heard it said, you know, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Girl, your eyeliner should either be identical twins or maybe possibly fraternal twins. But they should be some sort of twins in some way, shape, or form. Because if not, you're going to look funky. So you want to make sure that both sides are as even as possible. And sometimes even I have an off day. There's sometimes where I'm like, why can't I get a proper eyeline? And it's okay. You know? Sometimes you just have off days. But these are the tricks that I've learned. I always like to map out where I want to have my liner and then I fill in the cracks. So again, you see a little bit of where my eyeshadow still is, but I've mapped out exactly where I want my eyeliner to lay. So now I'm going to go ahead and fill in those gaps. Oh, and even I did a little oopsie. So right now I'm going to take a little bit of my Q-tip, a little bit of makeup removing oil. Go in and sharpen this just a little bit. See, everybody makes mistakes. That's what makes us human. And it's okay. As long as you get it before it dries too quickly, good. We're all set. Cool. I'm going to go back in and fix my little oopsie. think my girls are going to be fraternal twins today. Speaking of twins. With my wings, I always like, you know, some people do a straight line. I like mine to kind of swoop up a little bit to, again, give me more of that snatched look. So I have this upward angle with my shadow as well as my eyeliner. I feel like this is a very complimentary look for the way that my face is shaped and my eye shape. But again, play with it, see what works best for you. Some people's eye shapes, doing a straight out and across is a little bit more complimentary, but for my style, I like to be more of an upward angle with my eye makeup. So that is my eyeliner. One little trick that I like to use, there we go, I will actually, to tight line, because one thing I really can't stand, and I feel bad saying this because I've seen some of my friends on social media, not immediate friends, but like acquaintances of mine on social media, who use liquid liner, but they don't get close enough to their eyelash line. So there's actually this huge gap in between their lash line and their eyeliner, and it's just like, like, your eyeliner is supposed to mimic your lash line. Why do you have that break-off point? But here's your trick to make sure you do not have that problem. So I'm actually taking a kohl liner. This is the Maybelline Lasting Drama Matte Crayon Mascara in Jet Black. This is a twist-off style. I believe I got this at Walmart. So what I like to do, to make sure the product is up and ready. I promise, you will not poke out your eye. If you are okay with doing mascara, you'll be okay doing a little bit of tight lining. So what I like to do, make sure not to look at the eyeliner when you're doing this. I'll either look down or I'll look up. For now, I'll look down, and I'll actually ride and glide that pencil along my lash line to make sure that the liquid and the lashes are nicely blended. So what I mean by that, go ahead and ride that lash line. You can also look up. Tight line. This will also just finish your look, especially if you're wearing lashes. So tight line. Awesome. So very complimentary. So we're gonna give your eyes a rest for a split second before we finish up the eyes. We're actually gonna go in with the eyebrows. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a contour with the eyebrows since this is a glam look. First up, I'm gonna place my pigment on my eyes. To do that today, I'm gonna be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo in the shade Auburn. Since I am more of a lighter redhead, it's probably kind of hard to tell in this lighting, but definitely more of like a red strawberry blonde. I actually use the lighter side of the duo. If it's like winter time or I want to do more of a dramatic look, I'll sometimes dip into the dark, but for today we're going to do the lighter side. Along with that, to kind of place the angles that I want my eyebrows to go, I'm going to use the Sephora Collection Eyebrow Crayon, also in the shade Auburn. So these are my tried and true powder and pencil. And I will be using the Jeffree Star Morphe Collection eyebrow pencil. It has a spoolie end and the angled brush at the end as well. So, starting out, I'm going to go in with the eyebrow crayon. And what I like to do, because I do have a natural angle to my eyebrows, I'm going to create a little bit of a frame. So I'm going to follow along the top of my eyebrow and bring it down to the angle. I also like to fill in, because I do have some kind of patchy spots in my natural brows. Follow that line up and curve it down. All right, so we're just creating a good frame for you to then fill in after with the powder. So I'm doing upward strokes at the edge, following the line, down to a swoop, underneath to a swoop. Same thing on the other side. Do brush up, follow along, swoop down, up, and swoop down. All right, now we're gonna go in with the brow powder with the edged liner side. Pack in a little bit of that pigment and we're gonna follow along. I like to start inward and work my way out. So upward strokes and out. And again with this, with most makeup, you want to start small and work your way out, because again, it's a lot harder to tone down. It's much easier to build up. I like a dramatic brow. And I always feel that eyebrows are the frame of the eye. You can't do a really nice eye without doing a little something extra with your eyebrows. I feel like it kind of finishes off the look and just ties everything together. Again, personal opinion, but I love a good eyebrow moment. We're going to use a spoolie brush just to brush out any kind of crazy hairs. So see, there's a difference between the sculpted brow and the natural brow. So we're going to fill in the other side. Same rules apply. Alright, so we're just filling in those blanks with that brow powder. We're going to use the spoolie end of the brush to calm down any crazy hairs on both sides. Alright, so I've placed my eyebrows. Now I'm going to contour around them just a little bit. So for this, I'm going to use the Bare Minerals Max Coverage Concealer Brush, one of my all-time favorites. And I'm going to go back in with that Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm just going to use a little bit on the back of my hand as almost an artist palette. I'm going to dip into it just a little bit with the concealer brush. And I'm just going to create a little bit of a frame around my eyebrows. Just a little bit. It just makes it pop a little bit more. And then from here, I'm going to take one of my smaller blending brushes and pat that on out. I'm going to mirror it on the other side as well. Sculpting out those brows. Alright, and back in with the blending sponge. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, my cousin's watching. Hey, Jamie. Alright. Awesome. So, go in a little bit more. I don't like how it's faded out just a little bit there. Again, with my Glam, I like a little bit more of a harsher line because I like the drama. There we go. Awesome. That's my brow regimen. We're getting there. We're almost done. All right. So, we're going to go back in, finish up with the eyes. We're going to finish up the lips and then do a little bit of highlight, and then we will be done, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Amanda. Welcome in. We're almost done with our glam look for today. So, finishing up with my eye look, we're going to dig back into our palettes. I'm actually going to use, we're going to go back in with the Bare Minerals Expert Shadow Liner. I'm actually going to go in with the liner edge. Go ahead and clean that off from the last shade that we did use. I'm going to dig back into my James Charles Morphe palette. I'm going to go back in with, I keep losing the name sheet. Screw it. I don't know where it ended up, but I'm going to go back in with this shade right here. It's more of that antique rose light brown shade. And I'm going to pack it in with the liner brush. Give a little bit more definition for underneath the eye. So I've packed it on. I'm going to follow my lower lash line and just pat in a little bit of that pigment. I'm only starting in from about 3/4 of the way into my lash line and working my way out. I don't want to go all the way in because that will kind of create a smaller line for your eyes, so it'll actually decrease how your eyes look. And since I have larger eyes, I want to keep it that way. I don't want to make them any smaller. So I'm going to leave that out. We're going to blend this out in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and pack in again with that same antique rose shade and mirror it on the other side. Hey Chelsea, welcome in. Alright, so same rule applies. We're going to pat that pigment into the lower lash line, starting from 3/4 of the way into the eye and working our way out. There we go. Again, back with my tried and true, that Morphe blending brush. You gotta have a blending brush in your kit. It will change your life. So with this, we're just gonna lightly blend out that line. So underneath the eye, I do not want it to be too harsh. So blending it out, softening those lines. Awesome. All right. So next up, I'm going to go in with some mascara, actually. Oh, these allergies are killer, man. It's like, I want to go outside on a walk, but the pollen count's really high. So do I want to go outside so I'm not so stir crazy because of the quarantine, or do I want to chance it and have my allergy spike? It's a struggle. But we're working through it. All right. So next up, I'm going to go in coronavirus. Corona. So next up, I'm going to go in with a little bit of mascara. I'm going to do a light coat. If you don't wear lashes or don't really want to wear lashes, you could just finish the eye look right here. But today I have some new fun lashes to try out from Miss Ashina. So we're going to have some fun with that, and I'll show you guys how I actually apply lashes as well. But for right now, we're going to start in with our mascara. This is my favorite mascara. This lengthens, it volumizes, it is gorgeous. So even if I don't wear lashes, a lot of times people think that I am. This is the Too Faced Damn Girl Mascara. This is amazing. Look at that brush. Like, I'm obsessed. And like, even the top is fluffy so I can get into the little creases, those little tiny baby hairs. It's great. So, since I am a ginger, my eyelashes are naturally light. So, I actually like to coat down and then work my way up. That way my lash is completely coated and you don't see any blonde lashes kind of peeking through. So we're going to start by brushing downwards and then swoop up. I'm going to use the edge, coat those little tiny baby hairs. Coat, coat, coat. And don't worry guys, if you guys missed the first portion of this tutorial, I will be downloading it and I will be starting a YouTube channel. So I will be linking those and uploading them. So if you did miss out on any of the steps, you can go back and work on it yourself. Alright, now we're going to go in on the other side. I like to brush downward first, and up. I swear, I think it's impossible to apply mascara without having your mouth open. Alright. Okay, and now to do my lower lash line, I don't like to coat it back in to the mascara because I don't like it to be too moist. I know people hate that word, but I don't want it to be too wet to where it's messy on the lower lash line. But I like to just lightly coat those little baby lashes, give a little more definition. Alright, here we go. Alright, we're going to let those dry for just a couple of minutes. I'm going to move on to my lips and then we'll get into our lashes because I just don't want to make a huge mess. So, a little bit ago, I actually prepped my lips with the Too Faced Lip Injection gloss. You can wear this on its own as basically a lipstick topper or as a prep step like I like to do for this look. I place it on as I'm finishing up the rest of my look. That way it is plumping up my lips. So when I'm ready, I'm going to go ahead and take it off and then sculpt out my lips. So we've had this on for probably 15-20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off. So we have a nice little canvas. Alright. So for our lips today, we're going to do more of a neutral look since our eyes are definitely more on the dramatic side. So for our lip liner, I have the NYX Retractable Lip Liner in the shade Vanilla Sky. And for the lipstick, I have the Kylie Cosmetics Velvet Liquid Lipstick in the shade Commando. You may not like the Kardashian-Jenner family, but Kylie really knows how to make some really nice liquid lipsticks. Her formula is one of my favorites because it's one of those one of those formulas that'll stay put. So it's not high maintenance. You don't have to sit there and keep reapplying it, but it doesn't dry out your lips either. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. It has hydrating factors as well as longevity factors. So I'm going to open this up with my teeth. This thing does not want to open. Alright. And I sanitized everything when I got home, so I promise I won't get coronavirus. At least not from any of this. Nah. I'm basically staying put at home. I'm between home and work. That's basically my life right now. and getting online with you beautiful people. So, yeah, it's been pretty fun. Yay, I'm finally getting into this. Sorry for the short break. Feel free to get any water or anything like that. Should have opened this before I started streaming, but hey, I'm not perfect. Here we go. Yes! Ha! Free! Alright. Hua! Lip liner. I'm gonna go ahead and outline my lips. I like to partially overline my lips, especially my upper lip, because it tends to be a little bit smaller. And I like to go ahead and highlight my Cupid's bow as well. There we go. Same thing on the bottom lip. Alright, whoop. Got a little bit of makeup fallout. So I've created a nice frame for my lips. Next up, I'm going to go in with that liquid lipstick. And one trick I learned with a clean hand, to make sure you don't have any lipstick on your teeth, you're going to take your index finger. Yep, and it'll remove any kind of pigment from the inner corners of your lips. And I love liquid lipstick besides the fact that it's much more low maintenance than regular lipstick. It's very easy to manipulate, so I can actually glide it on similarly to like a lip balm or a gloss and be able to kind of create the style and look that I enjoy. I enjoy a bigger lip on myself, so that's what I like. Alright. So, let me see. Now that we finished up with our lips, let me go in with a little bit of highlight, and then we'll finish off with our lashes and a little bit of setting spray, and then we are good to go. So, I'm not sure they even make this palette anymore, but this is one of my all-time favorites. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Aurora highlight palette. I love this palette because I am more of a cool, fair tone girl, and this has a lot of more of those cool tones. So I feel like they're very complimentary on my skin type. So I'm actually going to go in with one of the Morphe Jeffree Star brushes. It's more of a fluffy style because I like more of a neutral highlight. I don't like anything too extreme. So I'm going to go in with the white shade, which is called Luna. I'm going to lightly coat my brush. And I'm going to go in on the higher points of my face. So I'm going to start out with my high point of my cheekbones. I'm going to do a nice circular motion. Other side. So see, it's just a little bit of a glisten, but it's not like over the top. I don't know if you can see it as well on this side. I have a window right there, so I think the natural light's hitting it nicely. So dipping back in with that Luna shade. Do a little bit on the bridge of the nose. A little bit on my Cupid's bow. A little bit on my chin. Now from here, I like to add a little bit above my brow bones. Just to get a little bit more detail. Add a little bit more to the tip of my nose. Just kind of play with it. Again, it's one of those buildable little accents in makeup. Create your own little fun look. I don't like to be too highlighted because again, I am naturally oily. But just a little bit here and there to add some depth to the face. All right. Next up is our lashes. All right. Let me make sure I have my glue and everything ready. Here we go. So today for my little tools, I'm using Duo eyelash adhesive in the clear white finish. I'm using my little Kiss eyelash contraption. The other thing you can use is a pair of tweezers. So that'll help you really be able to have a steady hand on your eyelash application. Depending on the size of your eyes and the size of the lashes that you get, you may have to trim some of it because again, some people have bigger eyes, some people have smaller eyes. I usually, just depends on the style, but I usually don't have to trim my eyelashes because again, I do have larger eyes, but I'm so excited to show you guys these. It's my friend Ashina's new eyelash line. Comes in this beautiful packaging. So these are mink lashes, and here is her social media info. Go ahead and show her some love, and if you're in the market for some lashes, go ahead and check her out. So when you open it up, it's a beautiful set of volume lashes with a nice Bible verse on top. Right there. So these are the lashes we're going to be playing with today. So I'm going to carefully take them out of the packaging. There we go. So with my little tool, I'm going to clip into them. To make sure that they're the right size, without any glue or anything, I'm going to rest them on my eye and make sure that they fit properly without any kind of alteration. No, I think these will actually be a good fit. Actually, they're very dramatic, which I love. But, oh, there. Alright, peel these off. So again, if you don't want the lash look, this could be the end. But today we're going to try out some lashes. So, I'm going to uncap my lash glue. Lash glue, the rule, little goes a long way. So what I like to do is when I dispense it, there's just a little tiniest bit of product at the tip. I will carefully coat that edge of that lash line with that little bead of glue. You don't need a whole lot. So if you do too much, you'll create a mess, and you'll also have a higher chance of gluing your eyes shut, which is not cute. I like to add a little bit more to each edge just to make sure that those lashes will stay secured. Recommend do not automatically apply these to your eyes. You want to give them just a few seconds to kind of set and become almost like a tacky gummy consistency before placing them onto your eyelashes, or eyelash line, excuse me. Do not glue them onto your eyelashes. I've done that before. Not fun. It is very painful. Yeah, there was one time at a dance competition, I put too much glue and I was in too much of a rush. So when I took them off later in the evening, I ended up ripping out like half of my eyelashes. So I had basically no eyelashes in one of my eyes for like a month. It was awful, so don't do that. Take it from me. Be patient and take your time. All right. So we want to make sure it's a nice tacky consistency. Oh, I'm so excited to try these out. All right. So we're gonna go in. I like to place them inwards, then out, and then kind of manipulate them while the glue is still on the tackier side. So I'm gonna rest it on the inner corner of the eye. Kind of let it drop. You can see it's still a little tacky, so it can still be manipulated. And the nice thing is, this glue dries clear. So it may look funny now because it's white, but once it sets, it's gonna look really good. See, I'm just manipulating that edge. So I don't want it on my lashes, but I want to sandwich it to where it's as close as it can get to the lashes. There we go. It's nice and tacky. Oh, that inner edge is not happy with me. There we go. All right, we're gonna try the other side. Same rule applies. Again, we're gliding in with just a little bit of that glue. I like to reinforce the edges with a little bit more, but not over the top. So again, very, very light application. Yes! I'm loving this volume. Hey. I'll say, girl, I want to bring back my Jessica Rabbit. Once quarantine craziness is over, I want to get back to the gym, be able to fit back into my Jessica Rabbit cosplay. These would be perfect, honestly. Alright. Please, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to take pictures if you are following along, because I would love to see what you came up with. I also may be able to feature you on my Instagram story. Alright, so now it's nice and tacky. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. Place it in the inner corner and work my way out. There we go. Ooh, let's see. Ooh, Sheena says something. She said, lashes last forever, by the way. Ooh, good to know. So these are reusable. These have a long life and they are reusable. All right. So now we have our lashes ready to go. One little extra tidbit I like to do, just to make sure it continues on with that line, I'll go back in with my liquid liner as a topper just to make sure that everything is laid appropriately. What I'm doing is blending any kind of potential demarcation from the lashes. Just making sure that our eyeliner is still behaving, which it looks like it is. So that is fantastic. All right, our final step. I'm going to go in with a flat top brush. And we're going to use the first shade that we actually used for a highlight in our brow bone. Shade called Ring Light in our James Charles palette. And I'm actually going to go in to the inner corners of my eye. Just adds a little more depth. A little more attention to the eye. Oh. Got a little bit of smudge on my face. Alright. Just adding it right into there and right into there. Awesome. These lashes are gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna let my hair down. Last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and seal this look for All Day Glam. I'm going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This is my favorite because again, your girl's oily, but this stuff will basically lock it all in place all day. So I want to make sure to close your eyes. Shake it up a little bit and just do a good coating of the neck, the face, anything that you worked on today. Go ahead and fan it dry. All right. Go ahead and sit up. See how we're looking. All right. So today we learned how to do a Glam foundation placement, baked. We did some contour, some highlight, some shadow placement, cat eyes, full liquid lip, and anything else? Eyebrows. So we did an all-in-one look. Here's a close-up. See, we have those gradient changes with our eyeshadow and the eyelashes. Any alternatives to setting spray that you like? I mean, setting powders also work pretty well. Before I discovered setting spray, I actually used to use Mineral Veil. Which was basically Bare Minerals version before setting sprays were a big thing. So you always want to make sure you do some sort of setting option at the end of your look just to make sure it is locked in place, whether it be a setting powder or a setting spray. I personally love setting sprays, but again, a setting powder may be a good alternative. Any other questions before we finish our session today, ladies and gentlemen? I'm obsessed with these lashes. I look like a sexy cartoon character. But in a good way. Because after this, I'm going to sit on my couch with my lashes and my full glam, and I'm just going to hang out and eat some snacks. Oh, thank you. You're gorgeous, and I love you too, Caitlin. Well, thank you guys for joining me today. Again, this is a totally free virtual class. If you feel the desire, I am accepting tips. If you go on Cash App, my Cash App name is just my name without the underscore, so just Chrissy Forley. if you choose, you would like to maybe drop a little bit of a tip for your girl. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed today. I am looking into doing more virtual classes while we are under this quarantine. So stay tuned onto my social media platforms. I will be posting more virtual classes. I think I'm going to stick to more of the dance and fitness during the week and more like makeup and cosplay looks on the weekends. So if there's anything that you guys are particularly interested in seeing or learning, just let me know, DM me, comment, and I will incorporate it. So, but thank you so much for the support. I hope you guys enjoyed working with me today. I'm gonna go ahead and keep playing with these lashes. They're a lot of fun. I haven't worn lashes in a hot minute. But thank you guys so much, and make sure to check out Ashina. Again, these gorgeous lashes. She has some classic styles as well as volume. So just go ahead and DM her, and she can go ahead and take care of you. These are her social media platforms. I will also be tagging her. I'll be posting a photo and tagging her and all of that as well. So again, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.